Okay, in this video we're actually going to cover the camera on the Apple iPhone 4S. Now the camera on this device is one of the best cameras on a mobile phone right now. Now if you look at the device itself, back here is the lens, and there's actually 4 separate lenses on this camera, and then next to it you have your LED flash. Now this camera is an 8 megapixel camera, and it takes pretty good pictures, and it takes 1080p video. Now if you're interested in the quality of the video, I actually have 2 videos up currently which show you a daylight video test and a low light video test. I have them posted already, and if you want to see what that looks like, please check the link at the end of this video. Now when you actually use this camera, let's go into the camera app here. And the front-facing camera is initiated there, so let me bring it back down to the rear camera. And let's bring my other phone over here, the Atrix, so you can actually see what it, so I actually have a subject to start taking pictures. Now, your basic controls, you have flash control up here. Let me just bring it a little closer. You have a flash control. You can bring it to auto, on, or off. I'll keep it on auto. You have options here. Now the options allow you to have a grid, and I'll turn that on so you can see what it looks like. And it allows you to line up your picture. And HDR. Now in case you don't know, HDR stands for High Dynamic Range. And it's a really nice way to take photos because what it does is it actually takes 3 photos simultaneously. And what it does is it optimizes your lights, your darks, and your contrast, and then it merges those 3 pictures into one picture, and it gives you the optimum look on the photo that you're taking. So I'm going to put that on, and I'm going to hit done here, and then of course over here you have your front-facing camera or rear camera. The rear camera here and front-facing camera there. Now the front-facing camera is VGA quality, so typically if you're going to be taking pictures, unless you're taking a picture of yourself, you want to use the rear camera because it's of a better quality. Now as you can see down here, I have the HDR on, and I'm going to take a picture and see how long it takes to actually take that picture with the HDR on. Pretty much instantaneous. The wait time between pictures is a little longer because of the HDR. And let's take a look at that picture here. Now it says HDR settings, both the original and HDR versions of each photo will be saved. You can change this in settings. Okay, so that's the picture, and it's a nice picture. Let's go back to the camera here. And of course you can turn it to its side if you want. And actually if you turn it this way, you can use the up volume button to take a picture with, which is nice to have because it's nice to actually have a dedicated button that you can use for your camera. Let's turn the HDR off here and take a picture now with it. As you can see, a little bit quicker there. When you take pictures with the iPhone camera here, you can actually focus in on certain areas. Now, for instance, pretty much this is all on one plane here because I have the phone on the table here. But if you had depth of field here, you could actually press on a certain area and the camera would focus in on that certain area. So let's say if this was in the foreground and this was in the background and I wanted to focus in on something in the background, I could do that. And as you can see, the lighting kind of changed when I did that. So that's a nice feature. Another nice feature is the pinch to zoom on this. It's just pretty much very intuitive, and then you also have your bar down here which you can do the zoom with. But the pinch to zoom I think is a little more intuitive and a little bit nicer to have. Now of course, like I said, this can also do video. So you have your little switch down here which does stills and then switch it to video. Now pretty much you have a lot of the same features that you would have with the stills. For instance, you have your flash which you can turn on or off, and in a video situation it's not really a flash, it's just a light that's on at all times. You also have your rear facing camera and your front facing camera that you can access. when you're in a video camera mode, you cannot zoom. Okay? But you can focus in on certain areas by just tapping on those areas. So let's do a quick video here. And you have your little counter up here. Let's move this around. As you can see, let's turn the flash on. Let's see if we can actually turn it on mid-filming. Yes, you can. And let's turn it off here. There we go. And like I said, you can't zoom, but you can focus in on certain areas, and you can do that while you're filming. And let's review what we filmed here. Now, when you review what you filmed here, let's just play it here. And you have your little counter up here. Let's move this around. As you can see, let's turn the flash on. Let's see if we can actually turn it on mid. Now, one of the things I like about the video camera on here is the sound. The sound picks up very nicely. That's something I definitely like on here. Now, I'm going to actually mute that sound here as I play it. Yes, you can. Just so I can talk over it here. And you have a couple of options here. You can actually share it or pause it or trash can it. And up here you have a little representation of the video there as you see it ticking away up there. And you can fast forward or wind it as you want. And it's pretty instantaneous, so that's nice. So that's a quick overview of the camera on the iPhone 4S. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. And as always, if you like what you see, please subscribe. So that pretty much does it for this video. I'll see you guys next time.